He's still alive? Why did you hide it from me?
Princess Charlotte shockingly canceled her royal wedding just minutes before walking down the aisle, after discovering the true identity of the man who secretly saved her life when she was a child. And according to palace insiders, Prince William reportedly tried to stop her from leaving the cathedral personally. The wedding was supposed to become one of the biggest royal celebrations in years for months. Windsor Hall had prepared for nothing else. International press, royal guests, televised coverage across multiple countries. Even the cathedral itself had reportedly been redesigned according to Charlotte's personal requests. Publicly, everything appeared perfect. Charlotte looked calm, elegant, happy beside her fiancé during rehearsals, but according to several palace staff members, something about Charlotte changed 3 days before the ceremony. She stopped sleeping properly, canceled private meetings, and most strangely of all, she reportedly began asking palace security about an old royal bodyguard named Elias Mercer. At first, nobody understood why, because Mercer had disappeared from royal service nearly 15 years earlier. Official palace records claimed he resigned after a private security incident involving the royal family, but according to older palace employees, the truth had always been far more disturbing, because years earlier, during a winter charity trip outside London, Princess Charlotte had nearly died during what the palace publicly described as a vehicle malfunction. Official reports claimed the royal car lost control on an icy countryside road before crashing through a barrier near a frozen river. Charlotte survived with only minor injuries. The driver survived. Everyone survived. At least publicly. But according to palace whispers, one person was never seen again afterward: Elias Mercer, the young royal guard assigned specifically to Charlotte that night. Some palace staff quietly believed Mercer disappeared because he had disobeyed direct royal orders during the incident. Others claimed he knew something about the crash itself, and according to one retired palace employee, Princess Diana herself had once trusted Mercer completely, but over time, the story quietly disappeared from palace conversation until Charlotte suddenly began searching for him again weeks before her wedding. Then came the moment that changed everything. 2 nights before the ceremony, Charlotte reportedly received an unmarked envelope slipped beneath her private sitting room door. Inside was a photograph. Old, water damaged, taken the night of the crash. The image showed the destroyed royal vehicle near the frozen riverbank. But what terrified Charlotte was the figure visible beside the car, a man pulling her unconscious body from the wreckage. A man palace records officially claimed abandoned the scene. Elias Mercer. And written across the back of the photograph were 6 words that reportedly made Charlotte go completely pale: "He never left you by choice." According to palace insiders, Charlotte immediately confronted William privately that same night. The argument reportedly lasted nearly 2 hours, and multiple palace servants later claimed they heard Charlotte screaming through the doors, "You lied to me my entire life." William reportedly tried ending the conversation repeatedly, but Charlotte refused to stop asking one question: what really happened that night? Then came the revelation that shattered everything. According to one senior palace source, William finally admitted the crash had never been accidental. The royal vehicle had allegedly been deliberately rerouted after palace security received threats connected to Diana's remaining private files. And Elias Mercer had disobeyed direct palace evacuation orders to save Charlotte from the river after the crash. But according to William, Mercer later threatened to expose what truly happened that night, including who inside Windsor Hall ordered the route change. In the first place, that was when Charlotte reportedly realized the horrifying truth. Mercer had not disappeared. He had been erased because the palace feared what he knew. According to palace staff, Charlotte cried for nearly an hour afterward, but the most devastating moment came just before sunrise, because William reportedly admitted one final thing. Elias Mercer had attempted to contact Charlotte several times over the years. Every message had been intercepted before reaching her. The room reportedly fell silent after that confession. Then Charlotte quietly asked, "Is he still alive?" William didn't answer immediately, and honestly, That silence told her everything. That the wedding day arrived anyway. Crowds filled the streets outside the cathedral. International cameras waited for the royal procession. Inside, George reportedly noticed almost immediately that Charlotte looked emotionally numb. Not nervous. Broken. Then, only minutes before the ceremony began, Charlotte quietly handed George a folded photograph. The same photograph from the crash. George looked at it, then reportedly whispered, "Oh my God." Charlotte's eyes filled with tears instantly. "He saved me." According to witnesses, George immediately understood, and moments later, Charlotte made the decision that stunned the entire royal family. Instead of walking toward the altar, she turned around, then removed her engagement ring completely. The cathedral reportedly fell silent. Even the orchestra stopped playing. Prince William stood up immediately. Charlotte. But she kept walking. Reporters outside initially assumed there had been a delay, until Charlotte suddenly emerged from the cathedral still wearing her wedding gown, crying openly, in front of hundreds of cameras. According to witnesses, William followed her outside moments later. "Please don't do this publicly." Charlotte turned toward him slowly and said the sentence that reportedly shattered Windsor Hall forever. "You let the world believe the man who saved my life abandoned me." Silence. Then Charlotte held up the old photograph for the cameras to see, "And you destroyed his life to protect this family." According to palace insiders, that was the exact moment George realized Charlotte was not canceling the wedding because she stopped loving her fiancé. She was rejecting the entire palace itself. But the most shocking moment came seconds later, because from the far edge of the crowd, an older man stepped forward. Gray hair, dark coat, scar visible near his jawline. And according to Oliver Grant, Charlotte stopped breathing the moment she saw him. Elias Mercer. Alive. The crowd reportedly erupted instantly. Royal guards rushing everywhere. Reporters screaming questions. But Charlotte never looked away from him. Neither did William. Because after nearly 15 years, the man Windsor Hall tried to erase had just returned on the day. The palace was supposed to look perfect, and according to one palace servant, that was the moment the royal wedding stopped being a celebration and became the beginning of a royal collapse. If you enjoyed this emotional royal mystery story, leave your theories below. Do you think William was protecting Charlotte or protecting Windsor Hall? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more hidden palace secrets, emotional betrayals, and dramatic royal family stories.